Ashley and Tim, good morning. First on Fox 61, Governor Lamont joining us to talk about this massive initiative to get devices into the hands of kids all across Connecticut. Within the last couple of minutes, Governor, you folks announced 141,000 devices to kids in K through 12 across the state. What makes that a game changer here?
Yeah, it's a game changer. We did a survey back in the spring, found out how many kids did not have access to the internet, did not have access to a laptop. It's so key to education, especially now with COVID. We got 2,000 delivered right here at Manchester. They can continue learning. They can continue learning during vacation, during an off day, during a virtual day. And it means that the digital divide is closing a little bit more.
Governor, educators will tell us those devices only as effective as the engagement with these students. How do you bridge that gap, that once these children have these devices, that they're sitting in front of them, that they're fully engaged?
Well, I mean, Miguel was saying the numbers are pretty good. 97% or something close to that are logging on. They stay on about 4 hours. That's not 7 hours in the classroom. And I think the kids are sort of attuned to this in a way that maybe my generation less so. I think they were able to learn and learn somewhat effectively. Tell you the truth, is it as good as being in the classroom with a teacher and your friends? No, but it's what we're doing right now.
I know 60,000 families on the internet is part of this, 160 hotspots. What is next? What do we need to do to fully close this digital divide?
Well, first and foremost, I want to keep our schools open as best I can. You're more likely to have an in-classroom option in Connecticut than any other state in the region. Going forward, we got the devices out there. We have the internet access out there. We got to work with parents so they feel comfortable with the internet learning and they can help work with the kids.
This morning, you also touched upon winter sports. You said you hope to have that back in action soon to all of our athletes out there. What do you want them to know? Has that dynamic changed? Are we still looking at the end of January?
We're still looking at January 19th. Look, I'm in a gym. Manchester is a home of championships. The principal is a swimming champion. And I know how disappointed people are that they're not able to do winter sports quite yet. But with the vaccines coming, hopefully we get on the backside of the flu season. If we're careful in December, we'll be doing sports in January.
And then maybe just lastly, Governor, as I appreciate your time, the infection rate, what is that picture looking like? Do you anticipate any significant changes, especially as we head into this Christmas and Hanukkah season?
The infection rate dipped down for a couple weeks. I felt pretty good about that. But now we're going to have the Thanksgiving numbers and the universities coming back numbers. You'll see that reflected over the next couple weeks. So this is a really important month.
Governor Lamont, appreciate your time live on Fox 61. A thumbs up from afar. Thank you for your time. Again, Tim and Ashley, the big headline here this morning, 141,000 devices in the hands of Connecticut students in grades K through 12. The principal here at Manchester High School saying that her students able to take full advantage of that. So certainly a big effort underway to close that digital divide. We'll have more on this throughout the morning. But for now, live in Manchester at Manchester High School, home of the Red Hawks this morning, I'm Keith McGilvery, Fox 61 News.